So sorry, we're just talking about perpendicular slope, so 90 degrees, it's going to be the opposite. Write that down. Sorry, I forgot to record, missed some of that explanation. All right, so if we're looking now on page 229, I think we can do, let's see, question 1 and 2, hopefully, verbally. If you want to write stuff down, I will obviously give you time. So, find the gradient of all lines perpendicular to a line with gradient of 1/2. So basically, that's just saying, can you please flip and reverse the sign? Yep. So who would like to kick off? What would be the perpendicular slope for this one? Yep. Right. Technically, flip it, -2/1, and we call that -2 all day, every day. What's my perpendicular slope for B? -5/2. Correct. Do we really need to write this down? No. What about, ooh? Yep. -1/3. So when we see 3, we actually see it as 3/1. So we flip it, 1/3, and reverse the sign. So no prizes then. 7 is obviously also going to be -1/7. Are we good? If you want me to write this down because you can't, you want to see it as well as hear it, I can do it. Okay, so I just heard a yes please, so we'll just do that. What I just wrote is a big fat, bad Leroy Brown. Why? No, it's not saying that's just 2. What I'm saying is here, 1/2 equals -2. In what world is that actually possible, where 1/2 equals -2? So can you not ever write it like that? What I want to see is the perpendicular slope will equal -5/2. Or even put perpendicular equals, yeah? But nowhere ever write 1/2 equals -2. Riles me up. Okay, so again, this is technically over 1, so the perpendicular slope is -1/3. We get to this, the perpendicular slope will be, now we flip it, 5/2. I'm not going minus. This one was a minus slope, so this one has to be positive. I'm done here. All good? Yep. Oh, we're getting there. You're getting a bit excited with G. Okay, so again with this, there are no hidden surprises. +2/7. Now with G, is the slope going to be positive or negative? I'll turn it off. I was just getting some fresh air. Positive. It's definitely going to be positive, but our issue is how are we meant to flip that? Any takers? Yep.
Put it back into an improper.
Yes. So we're going to first put this back into an improper fraction. Do you remember how to do that? -1 times 3 is -3. Then you've got that extra 1 there. So this will actually be -4/3. Agreed? Therefore, the perpendicular slope will be +3/4. Huzzah. 2, again, I'd sort of think, do we have to actually write stuff down? So, the gradients of 2 lines are listed below. Which of the pairs are perpendicular? Now, you can either use what we talked about last lesson, not last lesson, my God, just last slide, that when you times them together, you should get -1. As I said, I don't really use that. I just go, if I flip 1/3, it's going to be 3, but I have to reverse the sign. So what should the perpendicular slope of 1/3 be? -3, that's not it. Close enough isn't good enough. Not perpendicular. These, one's positive, one's negative. Perpendicular? No, why? It's not flipped, so no. Oh, they've been a bit sneaky with C. So what is 3/7 flipped? That would be -7/3. How many times does 3 go into 7? Ooh, twice with 1 left over. So, yes. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Who would like to do is what's D? Yay or nay? Nay. Yay. G is nay. Why is G nay? Because it's not negative, okay? And H? Yay. What's that? What's Kanye's name? Is he yay? Who weren't here last lesson, calculate the gradient of each side of the hexagon. Now, this is getting you to find the slope between 2 points once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Alex, if you weren't here last lesson, maybe you should practice finding the slope 6 times. If you just go, yeah, I'll just do a couple. How would you know if two things are parallel? How do we know if two lines are parallel? If
they have the same gradient.
If they have the same slope. So if you work out from A to F and you get 2/3, then you work out from C to D and it's also 2/3, guess what? Parallel. Right? And do we know how to work out if two lines are perpendicular? Yes, you work out all the slopes. Whichever one is flipped and reverse the sign of the other, well, those two are going to be perpendicular. So, do you understand? If you want, you can do all 6 slopes, work them all out. If you just want to pick, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, or try and guess which ones you can, your call. Capiche? So I'm going to leave you. I like K. Try and see what you can do and I will help you as we go along. For those who weren't here, let's just quickly do one of these. Yes, we're going to do one. Oh, right, sorry. So if you're happy to go on, could you just do me a favour and just be quiet for the next 5 minutes while we talk about this for people who weren't here last lesson? All right, so a reminder, how do we find the slope between 2 points? Thank you, Eric. We said definitely it's rise over run. Oh, I just remembered something. Oh. Huh? Vectors. It is rise over run. So when we're talking here, this is your rise going up here, and here's your run. So you can do it by y2 take y1 over x2 take x1. I go to great pains to write it like that because in my mind, I write, ooh, that's going to be ugly if I put it as pink. I write y1 take y2 over x1 take x2. I like to go 1, 2, 1, 2. They're the same thing. Okay? As long as, Eric, you never go y2 take y1 over x1 take x2, right? You can't mix them up. 2, 2, 1, 1. 1, 1, 2, 2. Start with 1 point. Keep that point for your x and your y, yeah? All right, so hopefully you've got that down. Now I have to find where my other one was. Which one do you think? Top? No. I would strongly recommend that you write the points down on your page rather than constantly looking up at the book because you are going to accidentally combine other points, especially when you do some of the later ones. So I would, if this was me, I'd write on my page, A is 1, 5 and B is 6, 8. So if it's been a while for you working out slope, you can label x1, y1, x2, y2, and away we go. Okay, 8 take 5. If you wanted to just write 3, by all means. 6 take 1. So that's going to be 3/5. Okay, so we've worked out F and we got -2. So clearly that is not perpendicular, is it? What would it have to be for it to be perpendicular to AB? -5/3. Now it's not that. Here's a question for you. Which one is steeper, AB or FE? Which one is steeper, AB or FE, EF? Are you sure? FE? You're correct. Because this is less than, like it's lower than 1, right? Which is steeper? 2 or minus 3? Which one is steeper? Minus 3. Some people are going, oh, but it's minus. That's okay. It's just sloping the other way, but it's a bigger number. Yeah? So, good. So if you want more practice with slope, pick another pair if you want. And then move on. All right, so even if you haven't got up to 4, we're all looking and listening. We see this, and what do we automatically, straight away, think or know? Right angle, which means perpendicular, correct. So it tells you now that these two lines are perpendicular, and your job is to find K. So what are you going to do? You're not going to panic and go, oh no, there's an unknown there. What's one thing that you could do?
You could work out the slope for the ones with the known values.
Excellent. So we've got these known. So do you agree you could work out the slope of this line here? Definitely. Let's call this line 1. So slope of line 1 will be hang on. Now you went -8, and that's okay, because all our life we've been told x comes first, and yet when we're doing slope, what's upstairs and first? Y. So you're going to make that mistake a couple of times. I do too. So just make sure it's the y values on top. This one's positive. I'm going to start with 6, take 9. So 6, do you want me to write that? I better write that. 6, take 9 becomes positive. So that's 6 plus 9, which becomes 15. And downstairs, 4, take -8 is 12. I will never leave it like that, because you must always check, can I cancel my fractions? And clearly, 3 goes into both of those. 3 goes into 15 5 times, and it goes into 12 4 times. So we've got 5 over 4. Agreed? So what can you now tell me about then the slope of this line? What must that slope be? Yes, so this must have a slope of -4 over 5, because it is perpendicular. So -4 over 5 equals what? Now, I'm going to start and keep my unknown right front and present. So it's going to be K take 6. If you did 6 take K, you would get the same answer as well, as long as you went 4 take 14. But I'm now going to say 14 take 4, which is 10. Talk to me about the algebra here. How are you now going to solve that? Yes? Sorry?
Multiply both sides by 10?
Yes, and then by 5. So you could cross multiply. There's something else that you could do to make your life easier. What do you notice about 5 and 10?
Times by 2.
Yes. Would you agree that this is -8 over 10 equals K take 6 over 10? Same denominators. So therefore, -8 must equal K take 6, and you can now solve. If you cross multiplied, absolutely you'll end up with the same result, just maybe one extra step, and you're using a slightly bigger numbers. Right? So the key there was, this was perpendicular. I could give you the same question, but instead of saying that, I could have 2 lines that were parallel. So then you wouldn't flip and reverse the sign, you'd just say 4/5 equals, but same theory. Yeah? So work your way through. Love you.